While I'm getting set up, who took those photographs?
No clue, sir.
All right. Do you know which agency took the photographs?
Sounds like Jacksonville Sheriff's Office did, sir.
All right. And is today the first time you're reviewing these photographs, or have you seen them before?
Today, it was the first time I've seen them.
All right. Do you know if any of these firearms were used in the murder of Julio Foolio, Charles Jones?
Like I said, sir, I wasn't there. I don't know the details of the firearms that were found at that location.
Do you know who these firearms belong to?
No, sir, I do not.
All right. Did someone tell you that the house that these firearms were recovered from is the house where Sean Gathright lives?
I don't know who resides there, sir.
All right. So you wouldn't know if Sean Gathright's mother also resides at that house?
You would be correct, sir.
And you wouldn't know if Sean Gathwright's mother is in the military or was in the military?
Speculation.
You can ask the question, just answer if you know or not.
Facts, not evidence. Also.
Roll, go ahead, you can answer.
I'll ask the question again.
Thank you.
You would not know whether Sean Gathwright's mother was in the military before, correct?
Correct.
All right. The safe... You saw a photograph of a safe, correct?
Yes, sir.
A safe with some rifles inside of it?
Along with other things, yes, sir.
That safe was not broken into by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, correct?
I don't know what the mode of entry was to that safe, sir.
So you don't know if they used a key that they received from someone?
I already told you I don't know what mode of entry they use, sir.
All right. And you don't know if the brass catchers that you saw in the photographs, you don't know if those brass catchers were used in the murder of Charles Jones, correct?
Correct.
So showing you 54A, states 54A, you see the safe there?
Yes, sir.
Do you know whose room this is? This safe was found in?
No, sir.
When people go to the the range, you said earlier that they use brass catchers to catch the brass that comes from the expelled projectiles. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Like normal, everyday people, right?
It's something that you can legally buy, yes, sir.
All right. And when you go to the range does not want all of your brass all over the place, correct?
Depending on the range, yes, sir.
They typically make you clean that up.
Yes, sir, they do.
You know who these firearms, who these weapons, who they were registered to?
No, sir.
Did you ever look that up?
It's against the Florida Constitution to have a gun registry, sir, so no.
Well, you can look up who purchased guns, correct?
I can, but that's not a registry.
So, forget about the registry. Let me back up. In Florida, you can purchase a gun. You can get a bill of sale when you buy the gun, correct?
Yes, sir, you can.
And then there's this idea that a gun can be registered, but they can't be registered in Florida, right?
That would be correct.
All right, so there's no gun registry, correct?
That is correct.
But there's a record of who purchases firearms, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so there's a registry, and then there's this record of who purchased the firearm, correct?
Yes, sir.
You never looked up the registry because it doesn't exist, right?
I didn't look it up, sir, because I've never seen those firearms in person.
Okay, and because you couldn't look up a registry even if you did see the firearms, right?
I could not look up a registry that does not exist, sir, no.
Correct.
But if you're asking about the bill of sale, I guess in
Well,
theory...
I'll get to that part. I just want to make sure we're on the same
sorry,
page
I
about
thought
the
I was
registry.
answering your question, sorry.
The registry first.
There is no registry, sir.
Correct. So the bill of sale, the record of who purchased the firearm, you never looked that up for any of these weapons.
No, sir.
So you don't know who these weapons belong to.
Judge, objection. That's two different things. That's a confusing question.
Well, you cleared it up on redirect. Overruled.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. You don't know who purchased the firearms, correct?
That would be correct, sir.
And you don't know who the firearms belong to.
That would be correct.
You don't even know if Sean Gafford ever touched these firearms before.
You would be correct.
Do they make brass catchers for Glocks?
Don't know, sir.
Is there any way to put a brass catcher on a pistol?
I don't know. I've never attempted it, sir.
This photograph, 54, Stacy exhibit 54, it looks like 2, Roman numeral 2. So, for the record, 54 LL. Do you see the wording on the firearm there?
Yes, sir, I do.
The "Don't tread on me." Are you familiar with what that is? Is that like? Tell me first. Are you familiar with it?
I am.
Okay. What does that signify?
In popular culture or in history?
Let's start with popular culture.
In popular culture, it's used by a lot of people who I guess feel like it emboldens them to put something like that on their firearm.
All right. And then you said another definition?
Well, in history, it's a naval flag, sir.
A naval flag?
Yes, sir.
Like for someone in the military?
Well, if they were in the military in the 1800s, yes, sir.
All right. Do you know why there was packaging inside of the sink at the home?
No clue, sir.
So showing you Exhibit 53A. You don't know why that packaging was in the sink?
No idea, sir.
You don't know who put it there?
No, sir.
You don't know if JSO put it there?
Never been to that residence, sir.
And no one told you anything about it?
No, sir.
All right. Well, given that you did not take the photographs, that you don't know anything about who owned or possessed the firearms or whether these firearms were used in this murder, is there any particular reason why you're testifying about these firearms?
Sir, I'm only answering the questions that I'm asked.
All right. And then you mentioned ATK and 6 Block, right?
I did not mention that, sir.
Well, the state mentioned it to you, and you said you never heard about 6 Block.
He asked me if prior to my involvement with this case, had I ever heard of those organizations, and I answered the question.
Right. So you all mentioned 6 Block on direct, correct?
I'm sorry, repeat the question. I don't understand what you're trying to ask me.
I'm asking you if on direct examination the state asked you about 6 Block. Do you remember that question?
Yes.
All right. Since this investigation started, did you learn what 6 Block is?
I learned during this investigation of the organization, and that's the extent of my knowledge of them, sir.
All right. When you called over to JSO on the day of the investigation of the murder, someone from JSO told you about 6 Block.
Yes, sir.
They told you that the victims that you came across, they were members of 6 Block, right?
Yes, sir.
That include Julio Foolio,
Yes, sir.
Charles Jones, right?
Yes, sir.
Gino Norris.
I don't have a roster of who 6 Block is, sir.
So you don't remember their names, correct?
No, sir.
But you were told that the victims were members of 6 Block.
Objection, hearsay.
Well, he's opened the door, so to the extent you remember, you can answer. But go ahead, if you remember.
You were told that the victims were members of 6 Block.
Yes, sir.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Officer deJesus, the "Don't tread on me" symbol that we saw on that rifle, is that commonly placed on firearms in the Second Amendment community?
Yes, sir.
In the firearms community?
Yes, sir.
Is it commonly seen in firearms manufacturing on firearms?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you said it's a naval flag.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard it referred to as a Gadsden flag?
I have.
Okay. And are you aware of the fact that during the Revolutionary War and just prior, that Americans in this country utilized that flag to tell the British not to tread on them?
Yes, sir.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Okay. It is seen, is it not, as a patriotic flag to a lot of people in this country?
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to talk to you about, because I think there's some confusion here about firearms registries and bills of sale. Is there a firearm registry in the state of Florida?
No, sir.
You can buy a gun and it's not registered, correct?
Correct.
In fact, you cannot register, a manufacturer, a seller, a retailer cannot register a firearm.
That is correct.
In this state. It violates state law, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because it's an infringement on the Second Amendment, correct? Is it an infringement on the Second Amendment?
It is against the Florida Constitution for there to be a registry within the state of Florida.
And that's a section of the Florida Constitution that mirrors the Second Amendment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But when you buy a gun in this state, there are certain forms that have to be filled out. I believe they are ATF regulation forms.
Yes, sir.
In law enforcement, is there a database through the ATF that state agencies such as the Tampa Police Department or city agencies can utilize to find out the original sale of that firearm?
Yes, sir.
Now, once the original sale of the firearm occurs, can the person who possesses the firearm then make a private sale to another individual?
Yes, sir.
And in the state of Florida, is that required to be tracked in any way?
No, sir.
Have you ever tried to track the original sale and owners of firearms?
No, sir.
Overruled.
Have you
opened
done
the
that in
door.
your
Go
career
ahead.
with the Tampa Police Department?
No, sir.
You're not aware of tracking, doing an ATF track?
I'm aware of it. I've never done it.
Okay, all right. You've seen it done by other officers in your agency?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you determine who the original purchaser is, the original purchaser is, that will also show the original seller or retailer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when firearms are sold, they have to be sold through a federal firearms licensed agency or retailer?
Rephrase.
Sure. When a gun is sold in this state or any state in the union, does it have to occur through an FFL?
Yes, sir.
And again, tracking that original sale, is that necessarily going to tell you who owns the gun or who it belongs to?
No, sir.
And since you were asked to speculate about the sheriff's office in Jacksonville, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you know if the state of Florida in this trial has called anyone from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office so far?
No, sir.
Do you know if we plan to?
No, sir.
Do you know if we plan to call Jacksonville Sheriff's Office detectives this Monday?
No, sir.
Are you aware of the fact that they may be traveling here to testify
No, sir.
about the search warrant and those photographs?
No, sir.
I have nothing else, Your Honor.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go.